Morning and welcome to Morning Coffee here on the Radio Vision Network. I am Mark Cook and I am so glad that you have joined me this morning because we're getting existential, baby. We're getting spiritual. We're getting all sorts of vibes. We're getting all sorts of messages, and the person that is going to decipher them for me, her name is Alaine Portner, and she is sitting right to my right. Good morning, Alaine.
Good morning.
And welcome to Morning Coffee.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you're a medium,
yes.
right? So this is like, the title is medium, but you are so much more than that. You are a yogi master, which means that you have achieved the highest level of yoga instruction that you pass on to your students and your fellow instructors and all of that stuff. But you've got the medium thing going on, and I need to know a little bit about, just break it down for all the people out there that hear this all the time. And then there was that lady in Long Island who had the show, and then there was all this stuff, right? Let's talk about being a medium. What is it? What does it involve day to day?
It is a responsibility. It is. Because I can hear things at a different level than some people, sometimes it's a responsibility. So I have molded it into a way of teaching people about their life, gaining guidance, opening up their hearts to their loved ones, and raising the vibration of consciousness. So it is a responsibility.
Yeah, I understand that, because when you're taking on something like this, you need to be open and receptive to all of the different signals and things that you're getting, and they're not all positive all the time. And that's kind of, I guess, the hard thing to decipher is, how do I interpret a lot of these messages to be able to keep them either in a positive way or to kind of flush them out and get them out of the consciousness so that they don't come over and cause problems into the everyday interaction. Is that kind
of? Very normal. Great concept of how things are going in our culture. So just to back up a bit, what many people have learned is the yoga process, even if it's just the yoga mind, meditation. So people have learned to calm themselves down, because you're either one person or the other. You're either living your life in fear, or you're either living it in greater love. So
right.
that's a common message that's going on in our culture. So with the yoga, it calmed a lot of people down. And now what's happening is we're learning how to, we work with our bodies, now we're learning how to work with our minds, because your mind will drive you crazy. But something that you said just hit me, and that is that when you are living in fear in your mind, and then you meet up with a medium, then you would think that you're afraid for what they're going to say, right? That's pretty obvious. There's a lot of skeptics out there. I love skeptics.
Yeah.
I'm a skeptic myself. I have to be skeptical of my own readings, or else I won't hear them correctly for you.
Right.
But what's more interesting that I just got is that when some people are fearful of a medium or a psychic, I actually am beginning to realize that I think they're more scared to know that somebody else can know about their life more than they are fearful of what they might hear.
That's true.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, I absolutely get that.
Right.
Absolutely.
But why should it be fear? Because here's the other thing. Not only am I a happy medium, it's that I don't, there can't be any bad news. What could be bad? Because I don't even see death as an end, because I wouldn't be able to do what I do unless the consciousness continues. And we know that it does, because many more of us are walking around getting signs all the time and asking for them.
Right. And then ignoring them, really, as what most people are doing, right? It's really a strange thing, because I guess that's what you picked up off of me, because it's like one of those situations that what I don't know can't hurt me type deal. Like, I don't need to know, I don't want to know, like, kind of let's just kind of keep that right there, and that's fine for everybody else, and I'll just, figure it out along the way. But I also know that I'm the type of person that's giving you crazy energy. I'm giving you crazy things to work with, because I also know myself, and I know kind of how I operate. So yes, as much as my demeanor is cool, calm, and collected, most of the time my brain is a mess. And that's, I think, very common for most people. So how do you interpret a lot of that noise? It really is what it is to you, because it's really the person's kind of day-to-day whatever, minutia. I'm not exactly sure what I'm trying to
monkey
say
mind?
there.
It's a monkey mind.
Yeah, like how do you deal with kind of all of our craziness that's going on?
Oh, well, I'm a teacher. So I am also always a student. So if I wasn't a student of my own mind, then I wouldn't have the ability to teach what I know from my own experiences, which is how I developed a yoga center and taught a community for 20 years. So to me, it was about listening to just the body and your mind and coordinating those efforts and then bringing it into spirituality. And then because of yoga, it gives us the tools to learn how to quiet the mind, because you are your thoughts. Now, can there be places and spaces where you can turn the mind off? Yeah, that's the golden Buddha. That's the lotus in the flower. You know,
that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, and can it happen? Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Sure. So in my book, I told people how my evolution has happened, but I know the kind of teacher that I am, it's not that you have to do it my way. I also born a yoga school, so I taught a lot of different teachers, and it wasn't that you had to do it. I didn't label my yoga. It isn't a particular brand or anything. No, I am teaching you how to empower yourself, to detach yourself from yourself, the ego self, to say, what is this? I am a living, breathing vessel. I am a part of nature. How does it work?
Yeah,
well,
it's interesting. It's really interesting because there's a lot of that. Like, I'm a trained actor, and I've been an actor for many years now, and part of what you need to do to be able to be an effective and a good actor, to tell your story accurately, is to let yourself go, to kind of lose the self-inhibitions. It's like a lot of like playing like a child, where you don't have that that mental thing that's kind of keeping you in check, and it's really a hard thing as an adult to try to lose that, because it's so natural for children to do it. It's so hard for adults to do it because of the way society has kind of made us all very callous and jaded and hard-edged and all of that stuff. So how do you kind of shoot through that BS? Like, what are, I guess, some of the biggest oppositions that people say, like, oh, I just don't have time, or I can't, I don't meditate because I can't get my mind to the quiet, I don't like yoga because I think it looks dumb, like, I'm sure you encounter people all the time that want to throw up the negative stuff, right? It's just, it's kind of the world we live in.
Right.
So how do we knock those all down?
Yeah, it's a great question. And so it comes from different disciplines and different angles and different personality types. So it's almost as if you have to dangle a carrot, in a sense, to say, and even Dan Harris in his book says, you know, you can get 10% happier. So there's a percentage. Are you going to do all this to get 10% happier?
Yeah.
You know, like, maybe people will, because whatever way they are, if they are disenchanted with it, at some level their intuition is telling them there's a better way. Right? You're going to drive yourself crazy. You're going to stress your body out, because there are physical implications to the stress that we carry if we don't pay attention to an alternative. So yes, the quiet mind, it doesn't mean that you have to, you know, sit on top of a mountain and contemplate your navel. Right. It's a look of all things. That's the sheer nature of the yoga pants, right? Because if you wear them like you're into yoga and you've got that yoga vibe, and I know really pretty crazy people wearing yoga pants, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so it doesn't really work that way. It's not from the outside in for what it looks like. It's really what it feels like.
Right.
So when you start, like any other muscle, right? When you start to train it, pay attention to it, it starts to work better for you.
Wow, you would love my acting instructor. You and Tony Savant would get along perfect. He talks about that muscle all the time, because you need to exercise it and work it like anything else, like any other muscle that you have. But people don't look at it that way. They don't approach their lives that way. It's again, you just kind of bounce along, you go through the motions, and then you die. And we're trying to, I guess, fix that little piece in the middle there, where you actually live a little bit, you enjoy what you're doing. I guess I have to ask this. We're up against a break, but I want to ask, what is the difference between a medium and a psychic? Is there any difference, or is it more of, I guess, the reputation or stereotype of it? And
it could be all those things to all those
things.
People, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but to me, there's a physiological difference somehow.
Okay.
Sometimes with the psychicness, it's more clairvoyance, and with the medium channeling, it feels like it's running through me.
Okay.
So for me, it's a difference, but more physiological than esoterical or metaphysical.
That makes sense.
To me.
Yeah. I like that. We're going to learn more about it. And here's real quick. You can grab the book right here on Amazon. Medium Memoirs, Alaine Portner. You've seen her name down here, right? Whoop. I always point the wrong way. AlainePortner.com is her website. So just type that in. Open a new tab right now. You're on the internet. Open a new tab, AlainePortner.com. You can get the book, or you can go to Amazon and get the book, which is great. And this is kind of just, this is about your journey. And I think it's really important that you shared your journey because, again, you've achieved kind of a level that a lot of people that are looking to improve their mind, body, and spirit can use this advice. They need this book. So go to Amazon and buy this book. You've got a great event coming up that benefits the American Cancer Society. We're going to talk about that in a second. I got some pictures I want to show of some of your classes and all that stuff. So you're not going anywhere. We got to take a quick break.
I'm here.
And then we'll be right back, everybody. Stay right there on the Radio Vision Network.
Today's show is sponsored by Hargrove Demolition, your demolition experts. Hargrove is a family-owned and operated business right here in the southern New Jersey area, bringing you 45 years of demolition expertise. Hargrove has all your demolition needs, from emergency demolition service to demolition equipment rental. Hargrove is one of the state-approved recycling facilities right here in the southern New Jersey area. No job is too big or too small for Hargrove Demolition. Contact them today at one of their 3 locations.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
If you haven't been to Speed Raceway, what are you waiting for? You want to live fast? You want to make every second count? Then grab the family. Round up the guys. Speed Raceway is 100,000 square feet of excitement, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. Speed Raceway is the place for endless fun all summer long. Log on to speedraceway.com or just get here now.
Welcome back to Morning Coffee on the Radio Vision Network. I am Mark Cook, and I'm talking to Alaine Portner, and it was like, it's kind of interesting because we should have a camera on when we're not on, because we're talking about really interesting stuff here, and it's really, really cool because part of what Alaine is talking about, and welcome back, Alaine, I'm sorry, I should probably reintroduce you, Alaine Portner, everybody. So we were talking about like being receptive to the message, because the messages are out there a lot, and again, you're a medium. It says we put your title as medium, but you're so much more than that, right? I mean, look, do you want me to read the inside that gives the list, the inside of the book? I'll just do real quick. Where did I see that? Oh yeah, gifted yogi, spiritual teacher, and medium. Alaine Portner specializes in delivering messages from spirits in the form of life-affirming insights. Okay. So what you're talking about here, and what we were talking about during the commercial, was being open to the messages, being able to receive them, because the messages aren't out there. This is what you're saying. You're saying that the messages are being transmitted. I feel like there's a spaceship up there, and there's some robots that are transmitting, and that's not what we're talking about. But you know what I mean, right? The messages are constantly are there, but most people, they don't hear them, and they're not receptive to them. They're saying, where's my message? Where's my sign? I need a sign. Oh, God, are you even listening to me? What is going on here? I'm praying so hard for this, right? And part of the medium, like, it's very interesting because you want to keep religion in its little box there, but you also have to understand how it kind of moves together and through and around and above and below and all that stuff, right? Because it does all work that way. And I had mentioned, you know, I don't know, I don't want to age myself, but in high school, I went to high school in the 90s. We were starting to use meditation and different levels of meditation. Like I can walk through a couple of meditation techniques that I had learned all those years ago that I still use, which means that it was fairly effective, that I don't want to just run out and just beat people up all the time, because I do know how to bring it back down a notch. But how do you break it down for people to be able for them to understand, look, these messages are there. You just have to be able to hear them.
Yes, it's a great question because there's a lot of diversity in our backgrounds that leads us to a place of questioning, how can I hear things? How can she hear things that I don't hear sometimes? So it's a great question, and I would answer it this way. When I was teaching the yoga and built a community of many diversified backgrounds of people, they were somewhat accusatory, thinking that it's like a religion because it allows you to feel so alive. Not even just the yoga, but your faith.
Right.
So it gave a lot of people faith when a lot of people were not in organized religion because organized religion isn't really growing. It's diminishing, right? And so I call some of this disorganized because it doesn't fit in any particular box because it can't, because it has to fit into your box to make sense to you. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So how do you make that happen? It's really faith and trust. And in your God, your religion, your tree that you love. It doesn't matter what it is that you're praying to. The point is, we're all talking to somebody or something, right? But we all have to listen to something also. So the praying is the talking.
Right.
The listening is the meditation and living a symbolic life and saying, I'm not hearing a message. Why aren't they answering me? Instead, we say, I am hearing something. I am getting a message. Instead of being quizzical and skeptical to say, was that a message? But you know you asked for it.
Right.
So why are you not trusting that you asked for it when you get the answer?
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic because so many people, they're asking for things all of the time. And I guess that's where the disconnect is that a lot of times the answers are being presented to them and they're not open to receiving the answer, and that's why they struggle so much with the question, really. Right? Wow. I think my brain just exploded a little bit. That was weird. I better move on to this event here. No, but I want to talk about this because this is really cool, and this is a December 7th. So we've got some time to plan here, which is perfect, right? So you've got this thing going on at La Campagnola in Chemung, okay?
Right.
And it's right on the corner. It's right on the corner of Oakshade Road in Chemung. So let's talk about this, okay? Because it's a benefit for the American Cancer Society, but it's a lot more than that, okay? You're going to be giving a talk. You're going to be talking about kind of raising consciousness, right? Like just kind of what you do and why you're here and why you're going to be there, and that's just talking to people about what you do and all of that stuff. But you're going to be doing more than that. There's going to be there's going to be readings. There's going to be music, games, discussions, entertainment,
stories,
food, drinks.
Right.
It's going to be a great night. So I want to make sure that everybody it's so easy. Just go to AlainePortner.com to get the tickets. It's all right there. If you order by Thanksgiving, they're only $45. That's awesome. Appetizers, soft drinks, cash bar.
Right.
AlainePortner.com. Go there. Or you can call Debbie Cooney at 609-304-0181. That looks like a really cool event. If I can get down there, I'm going to get down there because I'm trying to figure out if I want to hear any of the actual messages that you've been getting from me, because we're sure of it. Look, we've had I've had astrologers on. I've had different people that would like to think that they can do some of this stuff, and they have told me some crazy stuff. They really have, and you've said that you can hear things, but you're like, I think, nervous to tell me those things. So we need to decide. I think when in the next break we'll decide. I think we've got to let the cat out of the bag here. Even if they're bad, we'll figure it out, and then I'll just go home and think about what I've done, and then we'll move on, and everything will be good. But this is really it's really kind of interesting because you mentioned a second ago that like the medium thing is a buzzy word. It's people are like they're intrigued by it, but it's more of like they want to just see what it's all about because they don't know. And it's like, all right, well, when they put a TV show on and that lady had an accent and she, you don't know how much of it's real or whatever, but she caught her 15 seconds of fame real quick. Like the show got real popular and then it went away again real kind of quickly. So let's talk about this dynamic because you're real life. You're actually doing it day to day, and I guess you would like a TV show or something like that maybe down the line, but again, this is your life and this is what you do day to day. So where is like kind of the disconnect from what people think a medium does to what you actually do?
Okay. So some of this is my reality, so it doesn't have to be a reality TV show, right?
Okay,
perfect. So in the everyday, what I've noticed is over the years, I've done about 6,000 readings in 5 years. So
wow.
I'm pretty crazy competitive about it in the
Yeah.
sense that that's the kind of person that I am, right? However, what I've noticed over the years, and this is going to be a switch up for many maybe to hear, is that I always thought that I was working for you, the person that's coming in front of me, and I'm blessed to be serving anything, your volume and turning it up, or
right.
giving you guidance that you needed to hear, you know, whatever that is. I'm now realizing that I'm working for them.
Okay.
So I feel even that much more of the attraction and the immediacy to give these messages to people because they need to hear it. Because once somebody receives their message, they can't disown it. They have to say, whatever, oh my God, or I understand that. And a lot of it is they record it because they're in a different place thinking that they're hearing something else. So as soon as they get it,
right.
you can do whatever you want with it. It's fine for me. I feel released. I feel very much that I'm working for those on the other side.
I feel like if my messages are anything but it's okay, or don't worry about it, or you're fine, or no, it's not as bad as you think it was, I'm going to be a mess. And I think that that's how most people probably are too, is that they don't give themselves enough credit that they can handle the information that they're going to get. Right?
Probably, but I don't always see those people. So if I do large audiences and lectures,
okay.
those people are a makeup of some of the people in the audience,
in the group,
right?
right?
If it's 100, 150 people,
yeah.
then there's some of you in there,
yeah,
right?
Of course.
But I see predominantly people who are very attracted, needing, desiring, intrigued by what it is that I do. So I see them privately, semi-privately,
right.
in their homes, where I go wherever, whenever, however. So I'm serving at any great level.
It's really interesting because when you said that, you thought that you were serving the person across from you doing the reading, and I thought you were going to say that you came to the realization that I was actually serving what's inside of me to be able to distribute that information. So to hear that you're actually serving a higher purpose was kind of neat. See, I did the one thing that you're not supposed to do when you ask a question. And that's anticipate the answer. You're supposed to actually listen.
But here's your answer, is that it's not from my ego, that it's really me.
Right.
So we're all connected. What
nice.
difference does it make?
Nice. This is awesome.
Right?
I ran us into another break. We're going to run out of time. Honestly, we're not going to have enough time to get into all this stuff because there's so much, and it's so awesome. And it's early.
I'll return.
It's early for us to be diving into this stuff. This is heavy stuff, but it's awesome. And we got to take another quick break. But don't go anywhere because we're going to be right back here on the Radio Vision Network. Stick around.
Today's show is sponsored by Hargrove Demolition, your demolition experts. Hargrove is a family-owned and operated business right here in the southern New Jersey area, bringing you 45 years of demolition expertise. Hargrove has all your demolition needs, from emergency demolition service to demolition equipment rental. Hargrove is one of the state-approved recycling facilities right here in the southern New Jersey area. No job is too big or too small for Hargrove Demolition. Contact them today at one of their 3 locations.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
If you haven't haven't been to Speed Raceway, what are you waiting for? You want to live fast? You want to make every second count? Then grab the family. Round up the guys. Speed Raceway is 100,000 square feet of excitement, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. Speed Raceway is the place for endless fun all summer long. Log on to speedraceway.com or just get here now.
Welcome back to Morning Coffee here on the Radio Vision Network, and I'm talking to Alaine Portner, and listen, you guys need to pick up the book, all right? It's called Medium Memoirs, and you can just go to AlainePortner.com, or you can go to Amazon and pick it up. But I wanted to talk again about the event that you have coming up on December 7th, which is happening down in Chemung, because you've kind of positioned this in a really cool way, because it's not like the old school way that they used to do it, where it was like, come to a yoga studio and we'll get all spiritual and quiet and we'll do it this way. No, people want to be interactive. They want to be entertained while they're doing this really important stuff. So kind of talk about that dynamic and how it's changed a little bit.
Yeah, what's beautiful is that my intention is always to teach and to empower you to understand what it is that you have, not anything about what I have.
Right.
Because it's possible, because I'm no different than you. So what has happened is in order to teach that, I've made it entertainment.
Okay.
And also what's happening is that organizations, the American Cancer Society, is teaming up, as well as a couple other organizations, nonprofits, because this is the way that they're raising their funds, by providing entertainment, education, and it's just a great blend that really works.
It's such a it's like, well, what took it so long to create this scenario, right? Because it makes so much sense. Everybody wins, and it turns out to be a great night, a really fun night, really just amazing night for everybody that attends, and you have it at a place like La Campagnola, and you can fit a couple hundred people there, and it's really just a fantastic event, and that's really, really cool. And I wanted to show some pictures. You had sent some pictures over. This is one of these master classes that you did on a beach, which looks beautiful. This is like one of those hidden beaches down in Florida that nobody knows about unless you're like on the ins, like you are.
Yeah.
And oh, whoa, we left the beach already. But no, this is another class that this you took it indoors. It looks like to teach this class
with crystal bowls. So that was important, because I sensitize people to themselves through their hearing, their seeing, their smelling, their tasting, their awareness. And so you use different tools in order to bring people to that. Crystal bowls is one of them. Yoga is another. These types of things bring us to mindfulness, because we have to know what's going on in here.
Interesting. What else we got, Brianne? All right, so there's that. That looks like a wider shot of a similar type class, but I don't see any bowls in this one.
No, maybe not.
This is just a regular
yoga,
stretch it out yoga class.
Mindfulness.
Getting ready. That's what it looks like. I can't do that. I don't think. Touch your toes. I might be able to now. Oh wow. And there she is.
That's important, is that you don't have to get your leg behind your head to understand nirvana or bliss.
I can tell.
It's all types.
I can tell by that smile that you're like, no, you actually need to do that. But no, I'm just kidding. Alaine, this has been awesome, and I'm so sorry that I talked so much and that we're running out of time. But what I want you to do is I want you to look into camera 3 and just whatever you'd like to tell everyone. I would urge you to drive them to the website, to buy the book, about the event and all that, but really, yes, whatever you like.
Well, thank you. I'm entirely grateful to market, to share, to be with anyone who's interested in mindfulness. We've mastered, at some level, not really the body, but the encasement of the body. We are in it. And so for the time that we are here, we need to live in these bodies with greater love, not fear. There are many, many ways to understand that. Medium services, talking for you, turning up the volume on what you already know, is just an example of mindfulness. When you become the detached observer to your own thoughts, I'm just doing it for you. So I love those opportunities, because it's teaching us how to live with greater peace and love in our lives.
That's beautiful. She is Alaine Portner. Make sure you check out AlainePortner.com. Get the book, Medium Memoirs. Go to the event in Chemung on December 7th. And Alaine, I'm going to have you back, because now I'm like, my mind is racing. She said one thing off the air, and now I can't stop thinking about it, and I have no idea what it means, and I'm dying to know. So Alaine is going to have to come back, and maybe we'll do a reading or something, and that'll That'll be fun. If you guys want to see that, let us know. Send us a message on Twitter or something, and we'll make that happen. Alaine,
thank you
so much.
My pleasures.
This was a lot of fun. And again, good luck with the book, the event, and we'll have to have you back. We'll see you again down the road.
Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. So I got to take a quick break here on Morning Coffee, but we're going to be right back. I got a tech expert coming up. She's going to be joining us on the Skype line momentarily. So you guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Radio Vision Network. Stick around.